We're in the losers bracket of the Anniversary Cup, celebrating 10 years of Heroes of the Storm. And now we have our best of 3 series between Names Are Overrated and the Cats. The 3-legged cats. The OG cats, not the green ones. Over on the left, we have on our first map on Battlefield of Eternity, the Dark Wolf. On Muradin, we get Dragor on Hogger. Coffee is playing Zuljin, so it's already going to be a wild game, going for the auto attacker here, with Hanzuka on White Mane and Mr. Taiko on Dehaka. Captain Rex is playing Anduin for the Cats. We got twice on Diablo, Dracula on Imperius, Erath on Raynor. This is Jimmy, and we have Nano playing Hanzo. So, Jimmy, Exterminator or focusing more so on the team fight? They have already a lot of the immortal damage, so technically they could decide that they are going to mix and match a little bit. But I suppose being a Battlefield of Eternity, it wouldn't surprise me if Exterminator gets locked in. They decide, on the other hand, to go instead for Ace in the Hole. So, Ace in the Hole, they are hoping to get more damage in team fights from Jimmy. And they can still use him, of course, against the objective. But Hanzo is going to be the main damage dealer there, and they're fully aware of that. Zuljin, obviously, trying to get into the late game with Bone Slicer right now. So they're hoping to really stack up You Want Axe, and we'll see if that works out for them. This is going to be the linchpin for them. They have a triple frontline right now, triple melee, with Hogga, Dehaga, and Muradin. So the only real range damage dealer for them is Zuljin, and therefore he really needs to pack a punch, or they're going to be in a massive amount of trouble. Well, Hogga is the first one to fall, so the cat's already moving in with a bit of a vengeance here. I know I said it before, but Hanzuka, the mix between a Hanuta and a Bazooka, it's an insane name. I absolutely love it. I don't know if there's a story behind that name, but I would love to hear it. Because Hanzuka, I always think about a bazooka that shoots out Hanutas. It should be mandatory at every party, if you ask me. That's just too damn good. 3 stacks already for Zuljin. It's gonna need a lot more though, if he, as the sole range damage dealer for the team, wants to carry them. It's kind of interesting to see at the top lane now Jimmy go up against Dehaka. So that is a weird solo lane. They decided to keep Imperius together with Diablo against all those melees down at the bottom of the map in the 4v4. Definitely not the normal split that you see. And I'm not sure how long this is going to hold, but yeah. So Imperius is already starting to move in. A quick Stormbolt is coming out too, as they're starting to hit that one hard. Alright. Coffee is moving back out. We now got the Dark Wolf on his Wolf. I mean, he's riding the White Wolf. There is also a dark version of it, so if he wants to stay true to his name, then he should probably change the tint of his Dire Wolf. But either way, just the effort alone that he goes for a Wolf in the first place is already a huge plus in my book, so bonus points for him. But he should go a little bit... I mean, he should go for the black version. I generally admit that the White Dire Wolf is just absolutely supreme and was one of the best early mounts that Blizzard released in the first place. But if you're talking about names and synergies, then yeah, he is missing out on just a bit. Camps claimed, down at the bottom of the map, we already have it taken. Up at the top, it seems like they're going to get the second one as well. Oh, wait, what? No way. They take all the camps away from them. They're stealing the opponent's shaman camp. Damn. Names Are Overrated is having a problem here. They are losing all kinds of ground in game number 1. Again, this is a best of 3 series. We are in the losers bracket, so whoever loses this series is out of the group stage. But that was rough. That's not something that you want to happen. They dealt with it quickly. But boy. Now down here at the bottom of the map, play for Diablo. He's still fine. Get some assistance from Imperius, but Dibbles is still dead. Gets rolled over by Hogga, essentially. So yeah, the spin to win holding true. Quest on level 1 for Hanzo is, by the way, completed. So you already dealt with the redemption. And that's a kill against Anduin. So Anduin is gone. We have 8 stacks for Zuljin. Nothing to write home about yet, but honestly, I've seen a lot worse. So he's doing okay. Zuljin is doing pretty okay here. If he gets to the 15, he will get the range increase, which makes things so much easier for him. The level 7 choice will still be interesting. If we're seeing him go full damage here, Arcanite Access might be the choice. but he's also mega low. I mean, someone is asking for it at this point. But I think he's gonna get away. Yeah, they're gonna get they're a bit too late. But Diablo was closing in. It was close enough that it became dangerous. The first objective, though, ends up with the cats. Level 7 talents are ready for them. That gives us Malevolence. At the bottom of the map, Jimmy still fighting this out. Still up against the Haka here. And on level 7, Zuljin decides to go for the Vicious Assault. So we don't get any kind of like Arcanite access, focus, or whatever. Bone Slicer also, I mean, we will see how much of an impact that has. Normally you see a lot of like stacking, progress, focus. For now, with 10 stacks, Zuljin is, as I already said before, he's doing pretty alright. There's a lot of Storm Bolts and stuns, tongs that can be thrown out in order to make it a bit easier for Zuljin to get those hits in. But they also need to deal with the Immortal, which is exactly what he's currently doing. So Coffee is busy with that before he can help the team out. But he wants those 15 stacks at the minimum, so he has the range increase. Hear it down here? But needs to dodge the Tong, that's the important part. And that's gonna try, and able to pull it off. And now all of a sudden Mr. Daigo is forced to put the Essence in. Now Imperius dies at the top, and that's actually the third kill for Names Are Overrated. And during that fight, Zuljin was able to grab himself another 2 stacks. Those auto attack increases, the damage increases, they will add up as the game continues. And yeah, we'll see. Up towards the top now, rotation slowly coming together. Obviously the objective is also soon going to be announced again. But down here at the bottom of the map, Zuljin still very, very eager to get to 15. And honestly, this is good for him. That's a fantastic drag straight into the range of Zuljin. Diablo goes down in the process too. And Zuljin is sitting at 14 stacks. So this is going well for Names Are Overrated. They are heading kills and they're doing pretty okay with Zuljin prepping for the late game. You know, getting stronger and stronger there. So Coffee is starting to move around. We have at the top Hogger aiming for the next camp too. Zuljin would probably love to at least get level 15 before they're heading into the next big battle around the Immortal. But even if it's not happening right now, he's going to get it at least there. And well, there's the hit. Stormbolt. And there we have it. No, not quite, but nearly. He's super close to getting 15. Now level 10 abilities are available on both sides. And for Zuljin, of course, that means that he goes straight for Tazdingo. Hanzo was also killed. He went into Dragon Strike. And now the Immortal is up again. Zuljin with 15 stacks. Now he has the range increase. That makes his life so much easier. But how far can they go with this? 5 kills to 2. I mean, again, the cat's still a bit behind, but inexperienced. They're dead even. That's what matters at the end of the day. And structurally, they've even done a bit better than their opponents. But how are the objectives now going to look? There's good damage with Hanzo, of course, against the Immortal. But Zuljin is also someone that you should never count. Uh-oh. Yeah, Anduin with the save on Imperius. If you don't account for Zuljin, you're going to be in trouble. And there's the Stormbolt. The front line gets murdered. Hogger dies too, but this is still a 2-for-1 trade. And they're doing well on the objective. And of course, all of these attacks, all of these fights also help Zuljin stacking, which is pretty big in the first place. He's sitting at 17 stacks now. Nothing of this is insane, but it will make the late game harder and harder and harder as things continue. So 7 kills to 3 now. Damage output for Zuljin is at 22,000. Hanzo has 28k, 29. And Jimmy has the same numbers that Zuljin has, essentially. But even more auto attacks are coming. Zuljin maybe a little bit exposed. They try to go for him. Apocalypse! Zuljin with Tazdingo. Whitemane is about to go down. They're trying to go for Zuljin again, and he's gone. But Whitemane at least made it out of the fight. Good for her. Problem is that Hogger gets still caught, and he gets killed. So bam, just like that. Triple kill for the red team, for the cats, and that allows them to go for the objective and take this one. It was looking okay for Names Are Overrated. They were doing some decent jobs, good damage, but then all of a sudden, bam, the attacks comes crashing in as both Diablo and Imperius reappear in the fight, and with them flanking in, getting the triple kill for the team, the second objective belongs to them. The cats with pressure through the bottom of the map. Top side, this minion wave should take down the fort. So that could theoretically end up with 2 forts getting crushed by the cats now. And yep, the Immortal is already moving in, taking the last tower down. Did you participate in that? But yeah, they're going to get this one. The fort is about to be destroyed. I don't think that this can be defended. Names are overrated. They did well, but now they are all of a sudden the team that has to be careful here. Diablo with the engage. Looking to force the fight for them. Dehaka, still extra experience at the top for him. Hogger had to hold up, pulled out of the battle. And funnily enough, the top fort is actually still standing. Dehaka was able to save it. Level 13 talents are now ready, so that's a talent advantage too. And they get a kill with it. Zuljin is gone, and they kill Muradin. Guys, that is the damage dealer gone. Zuljin is the only real damage dealer for them. Hogger can get some damage done as well, but this is opening up the keep all of a sudden. Even if they are not able to take it down in the time frame that they now have, just being able to damage it is already huge, and it seems like they're trying to go for the whole thing. Zuljin is not going to be here for another 5 seconds, and they have plenty of time to destroy the keep. So the first objective that the cats get allow them to take a fort down and destroy the keep. And of course now they're moving in to finish what the minions started earlier, what Jimmy started earlier, and they're taking the remaining fort. Dehaka moved back. They're just double checking quickly if they can maybe still catch him. Don't find him on the top lane, and therefore they're just going back to the minions and to the mercenaries. But that was big. That was a pretty big development. Again, cats were behind in kills, behind on the objective, lost out on the first one, and then they come in with Diablo with Imperius, who just came back after being killed, flank in on objective number 2, get 3 kills, and that led to this big advantage that they now have. Structurally, they are massively ahead now. And they're pushing for the top side keep. And it seems that at the bottom of the map, the blue team was actually considering to go for the fort, which is honestly not the greatest idea if your opponent is knocking down your keep wall. So that's a trade that you don't really want. But seems like the cats are happy to take that fight if it's presented to them. They're going for Muradin again. Avatar already being used. Hogger pogging around. Jimmy with decent damage. Anduin though in trouble, but Hogger is dead too. So it's a kill for a kill. But one team still has a healer. The other one doesn't. Dragon Strike zoning them out a bit. A nice wall stun. And it is another kill. They go for the double. And they now have 10 kills to 8. And the Immortal is back up. So now we have a 4 versus 3 on the map. And names are overrated. Again, just looking at the Immortal and like, no, we can't really do anything here. And this is starting to get pretty dicey. The other thing that they're missing are the fountains. They have no fountain in the middle of the map anymore. Whereas the cats have 2. So that means that the cats can always just retreat to one of the lanes, to the safety of the fort, tap their mana and hit points off, and then re-engage. Halftime show is already over as the blue team is engaging for another fight. And Muradin instantly dies. Gets murdered by Jimmy. The Marine showing no mercy here. And that should be another Immortal. Light Bomb engage attempt. And they kill Dehaka. Beautiful Dragon Strike from Hanzo as well. But that is a massive Immortal now. That's 100% on the Immortal shield. Which means, obviously, that the top keep will get crushed. The only thing that is working in favor of the blue team at this point in time is the fact that we have only 13 minutes on the clock. But they're also... Get the hell out of there! Hogger survives. What about Hanzo? Hanzo makes it. Hogger with a Horder pulled wants the kill, but that's 40 hit points left, and then he turns it around, and Hanzo's Hogger. Hogger is gone. The Immortal at the top lane is going to go straight for the keep. The keep at the top is 100% going to fall. They're trying to escort the catapults now in at the bottom of the map, and they are hoping that this is going to be enough for them to take this one on. But boy, oh boy, what a play again by the cats. Muradin is just a punching ball at this point. He is just crushed whenever he pops his head up. And this should be game. 14 kills to 8. The core is falling. The three-legged cat with the victory against Names Are Overrated on the first map of this best of 3 series in the losers bracket of the Anniversary Cup. Nicely done by the red team. GG and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
It is match point. Second map in the best of 3. The Cats with the lead after their victory on Battlefield of Eternity. Now over on the left, Names Are Overrated as we're heading into Brax's Holdout with Mr. Tycho on Imperius. We got Dragor on Zagara, holding the top lane, I suppose. Coffee is playing Gul'dan. We get the Dark Wolf on Muradin again. And Hanzuka with Stukov. So, on the right side of the map, it is the Cats. The Cats with Nazeebo this time. We got Widowmakers going Spider build here for Hirath. We have Drak here for the second time in a row now with Jimmy. Raynor is back to business. Twice is playing Diablo. We got Captain Rex on Oriel. And Nano is playing Tacita. So, at the top, we're now looking at, well, a Nazeebo side lane. And if you look at what's currently happening here, we have a triple damage backline. Nazeebo, by the way, has been deleted. Nazeebo came, he saw, and he died. Veni, Vidi, BG. So, insta-kill against Nazeebo. Yeah, unlucky for them. This honestly looks a little bit like a quick match combo to me, in the sense that for years and years and years, even when we had, I mean, there were so many years in the game already where we had a pro scene with HGC, and people still didn't understand that you needed a side laner, that 2 melees were absolutely normal. So every time that you would start to draft that, being it a quick match or more often, of course, than in a Hero League game, people would instantly start to cry and whine about how you don't have enough damage, which was obviously absolutely ridiculous, especially if you watched any of the pro games. Where oftentimes we even had triple front lines. But then in this game we actually have 3 damage dealers. So they're going all out on the damage, which is just wild. The Nazeebo side lane. Not something that you see all that often, unless obviously you're focusing solely on your Hero League experience, but at least in the competitive realm, that's not the usual lineup. But I'm here for it. I want to see how they do with this. The idea is clearly to make Nazeebo a tank. That has to be the thing. Heroes, on the other hand, they really want him. The best way to stop Nazeebo from stacking is, of course, to take him down and kill him. Or, the other explanation would be that they just really like gingerbread. Which I can understand, because I love gingerbread. It's pretty much my Achilles heel during the Christmas months. And I hate how early Christmas now already starts for all of the supermarkets. I mean, they put that stuff up, I mean, when is it? September, October? It's kind of crazy. But I'm always sitting there trying to resist the urge, but at some point I'm just going for the gingerbread, and then it becomes a daily part of my diet, and that's obviously not a good thing. So yeah, Christmas is rough. But either way. With that, we now have all the way up at the top the moves with Zagara, just trying to get as much vision as she possibly can. And down at the bottom of the map, the real fight is breaking out here. Yeah, 22% against 16. 3 kills to 0, though. Names Are Overrated after their loss on game number 1 are now eager to force game number 3. I mean, for good reason, of course. You don't want to drop out of the group just yet. We are in the losers bracket already as is. Now Nazeebo, he's having a bit of a tough time. He's consistently going up against 2 heroes up at the top, which of course means it's clear that he's going to lose the lane. It's just a question whether or not the Cats with their 4-man at the bottom of the map can do more damage or not. Who's faster on these? I love the combo with Diablo and Tacita still, because it always means that you set up walls for Diablo to stun targets into. And that's exactly what they were trying to do, but it wasn't quite as successful this time, since Diablo just got killed. Bit of a whip play. But this is, again, more progress for Names Are Overrated, and they're doing okay here. They're doing pretty okay. 4 kills to 0, nearly a level ahead. Good damage at the top lane in particular, where Zagara is making Zeebo's life a living hell. And they are now wrapping around the fort, trying to get the kill here too. So he's gonna fall. It's gonna take a little bit, but he's definitely going to die. Nazebo is down again, and the red team has to pick up the pace at the bottom of the map and really dominate this 4 versus 3, or they have to just send somebody towards the top. And currently Jimmy is sent top side, so he can at least deal with the lane for now. But yeah, 5 kills to 1 as finally they got a kill and were able to take Gul'dan out over here. So, yep. Tassadar, he's also the battery for Oriel. Diablo starting to bully them again. And Tassadar is going to do a lot of damage here. Tassadar is going to fine. We have a hybrid also for Gul'dan. They want all that wave clear, of course. 90% against 22, so we'll see if the red team is able to get a bit more, or if the blue team is really getting the Zerg wave with that big of a lead. Jimmy creating some space for himself. I have to say, the red team, they're struggling in the early game. You can tell in those fights. Now, Nazebo has taken over control at the top for a bit, but the team is fighting as much as they can down here. Stukov also with a nice little play as he's trying to zone them out. And that's the progress. That's the 100%. 100% against 22. So a much, much bigger wave at the top lane. Top lane fort is gone. Nazebo has no chance of defending this. The top lane fort will be destroyed 100%. Down here at the bottom, they're defending with 4 heroes now. Diablo is dead again. I mean, he's going full murky on us. That's the second time that he got killed. Feels like more, honestly. So Zebo, who died 3 times. And then Tassadar, who got eliminated once. But of them rotating towards the top, I guess the hope is that they can also take the wall on the keep down. So there is momentum. There is momentum for Names Are Overrated. They need to win 2 in a row now if they want to progress to the losers bracket. And at this point at least, they're doing okay. Down at the bottom of the map, the fight also continues. I mean, that Zerg wave was pathetic that the cats got. So the attack is right there. Zegara. Oh, she's still alive. Here comes the attack. And Tassadar is just lining them up. The quest also nearly completed on level 4 for Oriel. So she knows how to use a whip. I grant her that. But we got 6 kills to 1 now against them. So she needs to do a little bit better keeping heroes alive. And losing that fort obviously is also not helping too much. So the strategy that they devised and the team composition that they were going for isn't really working out all that well. We have Nazebo with 43 stacks. So thinking about Vile Infection as a potential tool later. He would love to get a few more too. But he will still be able to get all of the top lane stacks if he stays there. But there's also an experience deficit for the cats. And that means level 10 in a few seconds. 4 Names Are Overrated as Nazebo just keeps stacking and doing his best up here. So Hireth will have to just be extremely disciplined around the stacks if that is something that they want to unleash later to get the victory in game number 2. And they're already fighting an uphill battle. Level 10 abilities are ready for Names Are Overrated, and we're waiting for the heroics for the cats. And they might even have to give that camp up. Actually, very likely. Another wall is already out. Tassadar is trying to escape here. But they shut them down. They slowed them down a little bit, and that was just enough, but the camp still gets claimed. So this is Names Are Overrated, exploiting the level 20 advantage that they have. Oh, Oriel gets caught by the Maw. Imperious Ult connects with Diablo. And Dibbles is dead again. Diablo is gone. Oof. As the only frontliner, he is having a very tough time. He is getting killed pretty aggressively now. And I feel a little bit sorry for him, I gotta say. So bad news for Diablo, but here come at least level 10 abilities for the red team, so now they have a fighting chance. We have the Ravenous Spirit that gets used here as well. Apocalypse, Crystal Aegis, and the Black Hole for Tassadar. Insert random Johnny Sins joke here. Now at the top left, we got, of course, the next camper. But I mean, the blue team is actually doing what they have to do. They're going from camp to camp right now. They exploited the level 10 advantage when they had it. They have now taken down the first fort. They've done also a very good job on the second fort at the bottom of the map. Haven't quite been able to take it down, but they're extremely close. So the game is going well for them. Hyperion for Raynor. And can they take Imperius down? And the answer is yes, they can. Tassadar with a big hit. That was an important one. And they have a decent amount of progress. I mean, damn. Yeah. 5 versus 4 at the bot lane gets won by the Cats. Nazeebo is now also starting to say hello. But this is likely going to be 100% Zerg wave against 0. So just as it seemed that names are overrated, can push their playstyle onto the second map, the Cats are slowly getting a hold of things. They take Zagara down just as Imperius comes back. That's now 100% Zerg wave that travels through the top lane. Down here they're already claiming the fort. So, not bad! The Cats! Here they are! At the top, Mr. Taiko is trying to defend all alone. Diablo, maybe a bit too far out, but damn. 69 stacks for Nazeebo. Nice. On his baseline. And the quest also completed for Gul'dan. This is a very thankful map for Ruinous Affliction and just generally the Echoed Corruption. Especially since you normally run a 4 versus 4 here. So whenever Gul'dan is in that lineup, he can get so many stacks that he's usually done way, way earlier than on any other map. Oh, Diablo! They really wanted him. They missed an ult though. Here comes Aegis. Great timing also from Auriel. Not screwing around here. Instantly using that. The wall against Stukov and the Apocalypse. That was a great wall. It was a beautiful wall. People are talking about that wall. It's a great wall. People are talking about it. They're saying it's fantastic. It might be the best wall that was ever made. He just makes great walls. I'm not saying it. People are saying it. It's a great wall. Awesome wall. Tassadar, he's great. Everybody says so. Tremendous. Top lane with level 13 talents will now have also a chance to, well, maybe get a few hit points off that fort, but they go for the boss. So, things are actually going pretty well for the Cats now. They've taken down the bottom fort. They have started to take lead in experience. Kills are slowly coming together. Whenever they are attacked, they're reacting way better to the engages that we're seeing from names are overrated. And they, thanks to those kills, were able to get themselves a boss. For the blue team, of course, that means that they have to now try and get back into the early game rhythm that they had there. Nice! That's a great way to make that happen. But Aegis as a counter gets used immediately. Jimmy's not out of it yet, though. And he gets killed after all. Jimmy gets killed. Still a big play from the boss now. And a lot of the heroes on the blue team are pretty low. So Tassadar could clean them up if they stack too heavily. But what the blue team wants is a defense of the keep, of the fort. And I'm not 100% certain that they can actually do this. The boss just seems too powerful already. Zagara just so low the entire time. But she makes it out somehow. Ice block from the Nazeebo. They're chasing him hard though. Here through the beautiful, beautiful zombie wall. And now the Ravenous Spirit. Yeah, has to be careful that Gul'dan doesn't kill him. But it's actually insane how much damage he was still able to do considering how close he was to dying. So, nicely done. 5 kills to 8. The fort indeed destroyed. And the boss is, yeah, nearly taking the gate out at the top too. But that was something. That's a very back and forth map now. And for the red team, this is all about trying to lock in this 2-0 victory so that they can continue through the lower bracket. And walls keep coming from Tassa. What a save! Raynor is alive. Tassa with the big plays. I mean, honestly, he owes Nano at least 1 beer at this point. Probably a few more than that. Hyperion with big value. Huge Hyperion. Fantastic whip into the side again. And that is the end of Imperius. Jimmy with the final hits. They get the double control again on the beacon. And the blue team is struggling. I mean, you can tell. They really don't know how to approach this. The team fights are not going their way. They might try and send somebody to the top lane to control the beacon there. But it's not going well for them whatsoever. Gul'dan is the top damage dealer in the game right now. Tassadar is coming in as a close second. But they're losing more and more ground here. They are ahead in kills, but it doesn't matter. They're behind with an entire level. They will lose the next objective. Nazeebo is already moving around here quite easily, scouting it out, making sure that nobody's moving towards the top beacon. And they might even get a level 16 talent with that next push. And if that happens, then there's so many advantages stacked up for the Cats that it's going to be tough for the blue team to defend. The Zerg wave is now coming out. 13.5 minutes in. Diablo with the engage once again. And level 16, it's not there yet, but it is close. If they get the keep, they're likely going to get the talent, and they might just be able with a kill or two to also go towards the core. The blue team, they have to really step it up. They need to win 2 maps in a row, and they are out of this group. And that keep, they can kiss that one goodbye. There's no way of saving this any longer. And that's also the level 16 talent. The synergy after the cooldown reduction for Jimmy as he goes for Paint Them Red. We get the Executor's Will for Tacita. Apocalypse engage. And here comes a Horrify. Gul'dan trying to turn it around with an ult. Can't set it up. The core getting attacked. They want to end the game. Hyperion. There it is. Jimmy with the aggression. The Cats, ladies and gentlemen. They go for the core. They want the win. They want the W. They are moving on to the next round of the losers bracket as they eliminate Names Are Overrated. They take the W on Brax's holdout, and Names Are Overrated is getting dropped out of the group. GG and well played.